Right, in this example we're going to be looking at how you would use your calculator to solve linear simultaneous equations. I'm going to be using the Casio FX CG-50, but the instructions are exactly the same for the Casio FX991-G2. So let's get started then. We want to solve the simultaneous equations 6x minus 9y equals negative 11 and 5x minus 7y equals negative 9. The first step from our main menu is to choose equation mode. There are two ways you can do that. You can use the directional buttons to go down and across until you get to equation, and then press EXE, or alternatively, you can just press the button on your calculator that has a little red A above it. From here, you have to choose the type of equation you want to solve. We're going to choose F1, which is simultaneous. And then we're going to solve an equation with two unknowns, so we press F1 again. To enter our coefficients, we need to make sure our equation is in the right form. It needs to be something x plus something y equals a constant. Fortunately, for this question, it's already in the right order. So we're going to enter the coefficient of x first, which is 6. To enter each one, just press EXE after you've typed it. The y coefficient is negative 9 and the constant is negative 11. On the second line, the x coefficient is 5, the y coefficient is negative 7, and the constant is negative 9. Once all of the coefficients are entered, we press EXE again. The calculator will then show us the two solutions. In the box on the top left is a decimal approximation, but in the bottom right corner you see the exact values. So our value for x is minus 4/3. And our value for y we can scroll down to is 1/3. And there's our answer. We don't need to show any working out, although it is nice at the side to write BC, which demonstrates that you used your calculator to solve it. Let's have a look at part B. In this question, we've got a couple of things we need to do before using our calculator. First of all, we need to rearrange to get them in the correct form, like in part A. Secondly, we need to be mindful of the fact we're using A and B and not x and y. So let's rearrange the first equation. We'll leave the 9a, but I'm going to move the 5a to the other side, so we get 9a minus 5b. And I want the 11 on the other side as well, so I get negative 11. For the second equation, I'll leave the 10a and the 8b where they are, but I'll move the 19 over to the other side to get minus 19. An optional extra step you might add in here is I'm going to label the a variable x, and I'm going to label the b variable y. Because when I put them into my calculator, I won't see a and b, I'll always see x and y. But if you can remember that in your head, then you don't need to do that. So we're on our solution for our last one, minus 4/3. To get back so we can enter the coefficients, we press exit. And then we enter our coefficients. We've got 9, minus 5, and minus 11. And then on the second row, 10, 8, and minus 19. Once we've done that, we press EXE. It says our value of x is minus 3/2, but remember our value of x corresponds to the value of a in the question, so we write down a equals negative 3/2. And then if I scroll down, my value of y is negative 1/2, which means my value for b in the question is negative 1/2. Okay, here's a problem for you to try for yourself then. Pause the video and then come back and check your solution against mine. Welcome back, here are my solutions. If you got them right, well done, move on to the next example. Otherwise, I'll go through my solutions now. So in part A, our equations are already in the correct form. So we go into equation mode. We choose simultaneous, and the number of unknowns is 2. We enter 7, negative 3, and negative 4. We enter 6, 4, and 13. And we get x equals 1/2 and y equals 5/2. For part B, we need to do a bit of rearranging first. We'll leave the 5p on the left hand side. We'll add 7q to both sides to get that on the left hand side as well. And we'll subtract 14 from both sides to get the constant on the right hand side. For the second equation, we need to add 8p to both sides. We'll leave the 10q where it is. And then we'll put the 17 on the other side to give us negative 17. When we put it into our calculator, we'll let p be the value of x, and we'll let q be the value of y. So pressing exit gets us back to our coefficients. We enter 5, 7 and negative 14. We enter 8, 10 and negative 17, which gives us p equals 7 over 2 and q equals minus 9 over 2.